Silent Saturday, also known as Holy Saturday, is the day between Good Friday, Jesus' crucifixion and death, and Easter Sunday, his resurrection. It is characterized by a profound silence and waiting, both in the biblical narrative and in Christian reflection. This day represents the time when Jesus lay in the tomb, and there was no recorded activity or revelation from him or God, creating a spiritual pause filled with uncertainty, grief, and silence. Significance of Silent Saturday: a time of waiting in silence. On this day, Jesus is silent in the tomb, and God's voice seems absent. This silence is deeply unsettling, mirroring the human experience of waiting through hardship, unanswered prayers, and uncertainty. It reflects the in-between moments of life when answers and resolutions are not immediately apparent. Spiritual and emotional space. Silent Saturday offers a space to grieve, lament, and wrestle with doubts and fears. It acknowledges that faith involves enduring times of silence and not knowing, just as Jesus' disciples experienced after his death. This day honors the balance between mourning and hope, grief and joy, trust and faith. The silence teaches believers to trust God's promises, even without immediate understanding or visible action. Jesus' followers had to have faith that resurrection would come, despite the silence. This trust is nourished by the testimonies of witnesses and Scripture. God's purpose in the silence. The silence is not absence or inactivity, but a purposeful pause allowing God's strength to be fully appreciated. If resurrection or deliverance came instantly, its power might be diminished. Silent Saturday invites believers to rest in God's presence, learning to be silent with him rather than expecting constant activity. Rest before resurrection. The day also symbolizes rest. Both Jesus resting in the tomb and believers being called to cease striving and rest in God's work. This rest precedes the joy and victory of Easter Sunday, illustrating a rhythm of work, rest, and renewal. In summary, Silent Saturday is a sacred day of stillness and waiting that invites believers to embrace the tension of faith amid silence, to grieve without losing hope, and to trust that resurrection and new life will follow the darkest moments.
Using the concept of Silent Saturday to cope with personal struggles. Embrace the waiting and uncertainty. Silent Saturday represents the in-between, the space between pain and resolution, grief and hope. When facing personal struggles, you can use this concept to give yourself permission to sit with uncertainty, rather than rushing to fix or escape it. Like the disciples who did not know what would come next, you can acknowledge that it's normal to feel lost, anxious, or doubtful in difficult seasons. Honor your grief and questions. Silent Saturday teaches that it's okay to grieve and to have questions. It makes space for both sorrow and hope, allowing you to process your feelings without shame. You don't have to suppress your pain or pretend everything is fine. Instead, you can honor your emotions, knowing that both grief and joy have a place in your story. Practice honest dialogue with God or yourself. The silence of this day encourages honest expression. If you are spiritual, use this time to be open with God about your struggles, doubts, and frustrations, as modeled in the Psalms. If not, journaling or talking with a trusted friend or therapist can help you process your feelings authentically. Learn to wait with purpose. Silent Saturday is not about passive waiting, but about purposeful patience. While you may not have answers or solutions yet, you can still take small, faithful steps, caring for yourself, reaching out for support, or simply continuing your daily routines. Waiting can be an act of courage and trust, even when you don't feel hopeful. Find meaning in the in-between. Therapists often describe Holy Saturday moments as times when you are waiting for change, healing, or clarity. These moments are part of being human. By accepting the in-between, you can find a sense of solidarity with others and realize you are not alone in your waiting or struggles. Hold on to hope. Silent Saturday reminds us that, while resolution may not come immediately, hope is still possible. The story of Easter suggests that new beginnings can follow the darkest nights. Even if you can't see the outcome, you can trust that the waiting and silence are not the end of your story. Practical ways to apply Silent Saturday. Allow yourself to feel and name your emotions without judgment. Take time for quiet reflection, meditation, or prayer. Reach out to supportive people who can sit with you in your struggle. Remember that waiting is not wasted. Growth often happens in silence and uncertainty. Trust that it's okay not to have all the answers right now. Resurrection or resolution may still be ahead. Silent Saturday invites us to be still, to sit in the silence, to wrestle with the discomfort. Because resurrection might not be today, but Sunday is coming.